Hello YouTube, another knife opinion, and now I get something from the little more expensive side. I usually do opinions on good value knives, and this time I have something which is really, I would say, high-end knife. It's a Spyderco Manix 2. Yeah, it's awesome knife. I won't lie to you. I'll say it straight. It's an awesome knife. It's got a G10 scales. It's got a 154 cm blade, as you can see. Also, you can get a lot of different models of this knife. I mean, uh, there are some limited editions with blue scales, orange scales, S30V, or the CTS XHP steel, and I believe it's coming also a FRN version, lightweight version of this knife with some new steel. So you can really choose from the versions which you like. So far for me, this knife hasn't showed any flaws. Opening is really smooth, as well as closing of the knife. You can flick open lightning fast and close it the same way. Uh, the blade has zero blade play, up and down, side to side. It's rock solid, uh, great design, and you can see when I just pull back the lock, the blade will itself slide down. It is so free. It moves with with no really easily, and it surprised me because when you lock it, it's super tight. It's great design. I like it. It uses the Spyderco caged ball lock, I believe it's called. Uh, I think it's an alternative to a Benchmade Griptilian or similar knives that uses axis lock. Actually, the Benchmade uses the axis lock on many of their knives. I think it's also a great design. You can operate this one just with your one finger, not with the Manix. But what I don't like, my Griptilian, yeah, it's also quite tight. The Spyderco Manix is a little bit more tight. But when you try to close it, yeah, sometimes you just really have to move your wrist just to flick it close to be successful. Yeah, you really need to use some force with the flicking. Otherwise, it won't be perfect. I know I can lose the pivot right here, but then I got some nasty blade play left to right. So I made it a little bit tighter, so I get almost no blade play with the knife. But sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to close it. Not with the Manix. I mean, the screws are tight as can be. I've I've checked that, and still, you can close the knife just with releasing the lock. You don't have to flick it like the axis lock on my Griptilian, so it's really easy to close. However, you need to use both fingers to close it. It just won't work with your one thumb closing it. I think it's a safety for your fingers. I'm sure that Spyderco designed this ball lock with that intended with that intentions to make it safer for you. so you must be sure that you get your fingers out of the way for the blade, because if you would leave the fingers in and just try to close it one with your thumb, the blade will come down and will cut your fingers off. So great design, really nice ergonomics. This is probably the most ergonomic knife. I would say it's almost like if it would made if it was made for my hand. That great. I rate the ergonomics. They are superb. Designed by Eric Lesser. You can see the logo here. Uh, you can use even the grip with your fingers here in the choil for some precise cutting, maybe wood carving, sharpening a pencil, whatever. It's great. I use it often. And yeah, when I said it was designed by Eric Glesser, I really like the Glesser's design. If it's Sal or Eric, their designs are cool, and with their designs they can make the knives of relatively good price. I'd love to see more designs of them, because lately Spyderco has done some collaboration with famous knife makers. I mean, for example, the Loom Chinese folder, or I don't know, Jens Anso. Uh, you know, those guys. I'm sure they can make a really great knives, but I feel you need to pay a lot for their designs. This one is purely a tool, purely cutting tool made by the Glesser, and the price is adequate. I would say it's really high knife for me. Made in Golden, Colorado, USA, Earth. I love the letters on my blades. It's very cool. I like it. It's funny but cool. And the knife itself is a little bit on the heavier side. I think it's something about 150, maybe 160 grams. But it's quite solid knife with nice jimping. I don't need to mention that the Spyderco jimpings are superb. It doesn't matter if you touch here, if you touch the jimping here or the jimping here. It really provides you with a great grip. Uh, yeah, some YouTube reviews of this knife said the knife is over jimped. No, I wouldn't say that. I love the jimping, and in fact, I would add some jimping to it, and I would add it on this side for this grip. I feel sorry that I have no jimping here. That would be awesome for me. That would be really awesome. Really nice lanyard hole, big one. I haven't attached any lanyard so far, but I'm sure I will, because this knife kind of asks it for it. Also really big spider hole. The blade itself, it's a decent size. You can see reaching almost through my hand. However, the cutting edge is not that big. For my use, this is the best size of the blade. I use this knife very often in my work and on the EDC. It does really great job. It's a nice compromise between the big blades and the small blades. This one can do almost anything. So I'm really happy with this knife. I would say it's one of my favorites, and lately it gets the most time in my pocket. Really great knife. Cool. I'll give it a very high rating. So thanks for watching, guys.